Right, so we're back, and one of the things we were a bit concerned about from being away for so long, almost 6 months with lockdowns and things, was our batteries. However, they both seem to be okay. So these are our two main service batteries, and that's our starter battery there. So just while I've got all this out, I'll just run through one little addition that we made. So if we come over here, so on most boats you just get your, let's flick the light on. So on most boats you get your normal sort of voltmeter, and you can flick that across. Maybe it's better without the light on actually. And you can see there that we've got just under 13 volts in the starter battery, and just under 14 in the service battery. The battery charge is on now, but really that doesn't give you a lot of information. And if we flick the light on, if you can see on the gauge, basically it's quite small. You haven't got a lot of visibility when it's under 12, and you don't really know how much power you're drawing from your batteries. So one thing that we installed before the last lockdown was a smart shunt, which is this little box here that you can just see flashing away. So to do that, we had to take the negative terminal. So to do that, we had to take the negative terminal off the battery here. So this top wire is the one from here, so to join the two batteries together, and then the negative wire that is now on here was on the top of this terminal. So take that off, connect that to the, as it says, the load minus side, and then the battery minus side here was a new piece of cable, the same thickness and rating as this cable made up. It's about a metre, just tucks around there and makes its way round to this side, connects on the negative terminal, and then once you've done that, you can actually get some quite good information from your batteries. You also then connect a positive to this side so it can read the voltage, and then the other thing that you can do is you can connect one to your starter battery so that you can receive the starter voltage. And I'll just show you what that then looks like. So with that device you get an app called Victron Connect, and it's a Bluetooth smart shunt. So you connect to it via Bluetooth, and then you start getting some information back from it. So you can see the voltage in the batteries, so 14.1. You can see the current that's currently coming out of that out of your batteries. You can see the consumed amp hours, which is really useful if you're out and about. You can see how much power you've drawn, and that also gets displayed as a state of charge at the top in terms of percentage, and it gives you a time remaining. So when you're not on charge, you can see roughly how long you're going to have if you're using your batteries, and with a set amount of electronics on, for example. So if you've got the TV on and the fridge running and all that sort of stuff, it'll give you an indication of how long you can run like that. And then if you start turning some of that stuff off, obviously the time will change, and you could then, if your battery's starting to get a bit low and you needed to be there for another sort of hour or so, you could then work out how much power you've actually got left, and then you get your starter battery information. The time remaining is also good to see when you're charging as well, so you can get a rough idea of how long you maybe need to run the engine or have the chargers on in order to get the batteries back up to full strength. It's got a history tab, so you can see history information of maximum and minimums and things, and you can set alarms on some of this, so you can get triggers if, for example, the batteries went too low or you're drawing too much power out of them at any one time. And then you get this trending information. The only problem with this is that it's only while the app's running, so you can't really see any historical information from that. So it's useful for a quick glance, but realistically it resets as soon as you go off the app. So then what you can then do from that is there's an output on there where you can connect that, and that's what I've done to the Raspberry Pi. So here we can see there's a small cable. It's not probably all that visible, but that's the Victron Connect cable, and that's got a USB on the other end, so that's been put in. It's going round and into the Raspberry Pi, which is currently sat in there.